What's up guys, welcome to 2021, first video of the new year, and I hope you guys enjoyed the 2020 despite how horrible it was. Today we'll be doing a brand new what if called What If the Humans Became Android. This idea was based off Plus Ultraman's What If the Humans Became Saiyans, and if you haven't seen that, I'd recommend you go watch it. It's a really good what if. But without any further delay, let's get into what if the humans became android. This takes place shortly after the events of the Golden Frieza saga. Krillin is the one to come up with the idea. With him seeing Frieza blow up the Earth, just like Gohan, Krillin realizes that he needs to get stronger in order to protect his family and friends. Because of this, Krillin asks Bulma if he can turn him into an android like 17 and 18. She says that she could potentially do it, but she's not entirely sure. Krillin replies, "Come on Bulma, if a man in a cave with a bunch of scraps can do it, then so can you." Bulma says that she can try, but she won't make any promises. She'll need some time to examine 18 and the android blueprints. Krillin takes his time to head off and meet up with Yamcha and Tien. Upon arriving at Tien's farm, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, and Launch are all playing volleyball when Krillin arrives. According to the super exciting guide, this is one of Tien's favorite hobbies, so I think they'd be, at least playing it. Krillin approaches them, and after some small chit-chat, Krillin brings up the idea of becoming androids. Tien pretty much immediately dismisses the idea, and Yamcha just kind of laughs it off, thinking it's a joke. Krillin brings up the fact that they are currently the weakest ones of the team. They've gotten their asses kicked by both Piccolos, the Saiyans, the Frieza Force, the androids, Cell, Majin Buu, Beerus, and recently Frieza. Again, if they got the same boost that 17 and 18 got, they could protect Earth. Tien, however, tells them that with the Saiyans around, they don't really need to protect Earth. Yamcha thinks about it and brings up the fact of what if they're not around, like when you guys fought Frieza. That time they were just barely lucky that Goku arrived in time. He thought he was gonna have to step in for a second and teach Frieza a lesson. Krillin tells him that not only would they be able to get stronger, but they would also never get tired. Tien tells Krillin to give him some time to think about it. Krillin nods and leaves. Yamcha starts to think about all the stuff he could do if he never got tired. He'd never have to sleep, meaning that he could probably go on more dates. A few days later, Bulma finishes analyzing Android 18 and the blueprints. Tien and Yamcha would meet up at Capsule Corp as they got some questions to ask Bulma. She tells Krillin that it is possible to make him into an android, however the procedure is gonna take some time to actually do. Krillin says he's made up his mind. He wants to protect 18 and Marin without relying on the gods or the Saiyans. Tien says that he did have some concerns about making the change, however, if it's for the good of the planet, he'll do it. And who knows, maybe he'll finally be able to surpass Goku. Yamcha agrees with him, it's for the good of the planet, and he slips in that he'll be able to go on more dates. Bulma gives him this disgusted face, but continues to explain how it's gonna work. Bulma once again asks if they're okay with her doing this. The trio gives her their full consent to do whatever she needs to do. This procedure would take Bulma an entire month to complete. So basically, Tien and Yamcha lose an entire month off their life. Let's say that in terms of power, where they stand right now is around the Majin Vegeta level. Which may not seem like much to some, but remember, they get boosted a lot. This is Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin we're talking about. They get placed on Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta level. At least Busaiga Vegeta. When they wake up, Tien is the first one to notice that he can't sense Krillin or Yamcha's ki. From here, they thank Bulma and go off to do their own thing. Krillin goes on to do more police work, and whenever he has free time, he trains. Because he doesn't need to sleep anymore, he puts more time into his work and eventually gets a promotion. which makes 18 really happy because that means they're gonna start getting more money. Same goes for Yamcha and Tien now that they never get tired. Tien has more time to train now, and that means that he regains those bulky muscles he used to have before. As for Yamcha, he's going on more dates, and whenever he doesn't have dates, he's training. Sometime later, Goku and Vegeta arrive on Earth looking for team members for their Universe 6 tournament. After they recruit Piccolo, he's the one to suggest that they go and look at the humans, as they've somehow received a bigger power boost recently. The three of them then head out to meet with Krillin and ask him to join. However, Krillin turns down the invitation. Krillin says that even though he's gotten a big power boost as of recently, he doesn't feel like he can contest with them. Maybe Tien or Yamcha would be up to it. Piccolo uses that telepathy to communicate with Tien, where Piccolo gives him the opportunity to join, but he turns him down for the same reasons as Krillin. Their final options for the humans is Yamcha. And while Piccolo gets in contact with him, Goku tells Vegeta that they should get Majin Buu to replace that spot if Yamcha turns it down. Vegeta says that Majin Buu is strong, but he could potentially kill someone during the tournament if he gets angry enough. So if Yamcha turns him down, it will be their final option. Piccolo interrupts their conversation, saying that Yamcha has agreed to be the final member of the team, but with one condition, that he gets to train in the time chamber before they go to the tournament. Later that day, they meet up at the lookout, where Goku does a little sparring match with Yamcha to test out his new strength. Yamcha is able to push Base Form Goku. Goku isn't forced to use this full power or anything, but Yamcha can push him. Goku and Vegeta would enter the time chamber for about a day and a half. While they're in there, Yamcha and Piccolo train outside. A day and a half later, Goku and Vegeta would exit the chamber and allow Piccolo and Yamcha to get in there. Yamcha and Piccolo would use the remaining time before the tournament to spend training in the time chamber. Once they exit the time chamber, we can skip forward straight to the tournament. Yamcha, like Vegeta and Piccolo, passes the test with flying colors. As for the order that they fight in, that really doesn't change at all, as Goku is the first one to fight. He still takes out Botamo the same way as he did in canon, and eventually loses to Frost's poison. The fighter after him is Yamcha, who asks Goku what he thinks his chances of winning are, to which Goku tells him that it's nearly impossible for him to win. But if he wears out Frost, then maybe, just maybe, Piccolo can take him out. Yamcha just sighs and says that you don't have to say like that, you could at least have some faith in me. He steps onto the ring and takes a good look at Frost, thinking that this is what Frieza must look like. Yamcha bows to Frost before getting into his fighting pose. He says to Frost that he may not be as strong as the Super Saiyan, but he'll show him what a human is truly capable of. The match starts out with both of them coming to blows. The more that they punch each other, the more it's made evident that they're on equal playing fields. So they're about equal in terms of power. Yamcha decides to take a page out of Piccolo's book, so he decides to create multiple after images of himself and then starts doing the spirit ball. Frost, not knowing that they're all after images, he ends up trying to dodge all of them, as Yamcha's trying to push him towards the end of the arena. After Frost shoots him with a couple of ki blasts, he realizes that they're all fakes, and they return back to melee. But after a few Wolfang fists to the face, Frost gets tired of this and decides to use his needles again. He tries to hit Yamcha, but he's too good and dodges all the hits. However, he's taken by surprise when Frost stabs him with the needle on his tail. Obviously, once the poison takes effect, he punches Yamcha out of the ring. Before they move on to the next fight, Jocko points out that Frost is cheating. And once it's confirmed that Frost is in fact cheating, Goku and Yamcha get reinstated. This means Yamcha goes on to fight Vegeta. Despite the fact that Yamcha is stronger than the base Saiyans here, I do think he loses this fight. It's mainly due to the fact that at this point in time, at least this version of Yamcha, Super Yamcha, I don't think he's the type of person to insult someone during a fight. Even though we lose a Yamcha, we gain a Piccolo. That sounds a lot cooler in my head, but the next one to fight is Piccolo. Thanks to that extra training he's done in the time chamber with Yamcha, plus the fact that Piccolo is already pretty savage, so insulting someone in the middle of a battle wouldn't be a problem for him. I do think he finds a way to beat Magetta. As for Kaba, I think he would put up a great fight. I mean, considering that Kaba's at least comparable to Frost, I think he would do good, but ultimately he would lose this fight. This is where Vegeta jumps in and things start to line up with the canon timeline. Vegeta beats up Kaba, teaches him how to go Super Saiyan, then goes blue himself, and then beats up Kaba again. He then gets his shit rock by hit. Granted, he'd probably last a bit longer considering he didn't have to go to do 2 other fights. Goku then fights hit with blue Kaioken and ultimately jumps out of the arena, allowing Monaka to win the tournament for Universe 7. They then summon Super Shenron and use the wish to bring back the Earth of Universe 6. Zeno still shows up, and thanks to Goku, they set up the Tournament of Power. On the way to Earth, Goku approaches his buddies. He tells them that he really underestimated Yamcha back there, and maybe sometime they can train together. Maybe make each other rivals again, like back in Dragon Ball. Tien turns to Goku and says that, yeah, maybe with a bit more training, they can get on his level someday. Krillin agrees and says that it's unfortunate that they can't dedicate their lives to martial arts again like they did before. After all, Krillin has his family now, and Tien's got a school, but they agree to come around whenever they can and train. Goku says that yeah, that is unfortunate. He then realizes something and turns to Yamcha.
But you know, Yamcha, you're not married, and you don't have a family or anything, right? But if you don't have a real reason to quit fighting, then you should train with me.
Because Yamcha is a bit more confident and stronger, he agrees to train with Goku. After a few days of rest, Goku and Yamcha begin their training, with Krillin and Tien joining in every now and then. You know what, just because we can, let's say that instead of copy Vegeta, we end up getting copy Krillin. Why would Krillin go with Jocko and Vegeta to planet Potafu? Let's say he was at Capsule Corp before they left, and because Bulma is Bulma, she nags him to go with them, since he's a cop and all. And because we end up getting copy Krillin instead of copy Vegeta, we don't need Goku to show up. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is more than enough to handle this threat, and they go home peacefully. Let's say about 2 months after the copy Krillin arc, the trio of androids are at Capsule Corp, as Bulma wants to make sure that everything she put inside of them is working fine and won't kill them. After she's done running all the tests that are needed, she says that everything looks like it's working just fine. Shu then comes bursting through the door saying that some weird Capsule Corp machine landed outside. So when everybody runs outside, they see Trunks' time machine. And that's where we're going to be leaving it off for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I do want to say that I decided to put this what if after the Golden Frieza saga because I think it would make the most sense, at least for Krillin to come up with the idea of them getting stronger somehow. Now obviously I could have done it after the Cell games, but I felt like that would have been too fresh of a time for it to be done. Like Tien and Yamcha would be a lot more hesitant considering that they just got off fighting a bunch of cyborgs and, Cell. So I thought that the Golden Frieza saga would have made a lot more sense. And with that, I've got not much else to say. So I hope you guys enjoy 2020. Let's hope that 2021 is far better for everybody. And remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.